What's up, guys? It's Jorge Cruz, and welcome to the first edition of Ask Jorge. I'm in the car. This show's all about answering your questions, so you can ask them whatever they are, and I'm driving. It's kind of a fun thing here. I'm going to take you to Del Mar. I've got a client I'm seeing in Del Mar right now. But in the meanwhile, I got someone that has written me at my email at jorge@jorgecruz.com. And if you want to be on the show, please send me an email. And whether you're a cruiser or not, and whether you know about intermittent fasting, or you want to lose weight, or just want to disease-proof your body or improve your overall health, that's what this show is all about. And it's just 20 minutes really to give you the best and strategies that I have. And it's in a natural context. So we're going to be talking to Julie today, who has lost 3 pounds, she says. She wrote me with cruise control already. So we're going to find out what her issues are and what her questions are. And we're going to try to get her to break through, lose a little more weight. She says up to 15 pounds. You guys are going to meet her. I'll put the speakerphone on. As gorgeous as it is in San Diego here, I'm going to close up my rooftop, and this is edition 1, guys, so welcome. And her question, we'll let her tell us. So let me call her up right now. Let's see if we get her here. Drum roll. It's Miss Julie.
Hello.
Hey, is this Julie?
This is Julie.
Hey, Julie, it's Jorge Cruz, and you're on Ask Jorge. How are you?
I'm so honored to be number 1.
Well, you know, it's how the cookie crumbles, no pun intended. But I do love carbs and I love cookies. And I hear you well, tell us a little bit about why you wrote me. And, and I shared with everyone that you're interested in losing a little more weight. You've lost like 3 pounds. But tell us a little bit of your story, Julie. Whatever you want to share. Obviously, everyone listening is going to be interested in what you have to ask here. And I know you'll get to your question, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Julie.
Yeah, so I actually found you through Brooke Burke because I follow her.
Yep.
And now I've been following Brooke and you. In fact, I love your 8-minute exercises you do with Brooke on her site.
Oh my gosh, she is amazing.
That is my favorite.
Yep.
But it's your exercise.
Well, they are. And a funny story, just to interrupt for a second, is that she originally never believed in 8-minute workouts. But when I showed her how we could do 2 moves and this high-intensity interval training, as you saw in the videos, she was blown away. And I think she even talked about it on the doctor show. Did you see that segment with her and I? The doctor show.
Yeah. Well, I just turned 60 and I started cruise control, and like you said, I lost 3 pounds in 3 days.
There you go. Okay, so
and
tell us.
I need to lose another good 10.
Okay, perfect.
And because I'm in sales, I'm out in the field, and for my health.
I love that.
And I started to blend the celery as I see you're making.
Yeah.
But can I put, my question is then can I put apple and some lemon and water and blend my celery? Is that just as effective?
Well, that's a great question. So, right now, and I'll just chat for a minute and jump in because I have a follow-up question to your question, and then I'll answer it all. Because I think a lot of people today, I did a segment maybe a week ago on NBC about the 3 hottest diets in Hollywood, and I've been working with celebrities for over 20 years, and I'll tell you right now, the 3 hottest diets that we're all talking about, it's either keto, you've heard about keto, right, Julie?
Yeah.
Yep, keto. Fasting, of course, and I'm very much an advocate of intermittent fasting and eating in an 8-hour window. That's what my book's about, as you know. And then the other big thing is juicing, which a lot of celebrities I work with in LA are all juicing. They don't eat. They do eat, but they just drink their greens, And so what you're asking is definitely something you can do while you're fasting. Unfortunately, for anyone out there on keto, and this is why, I don't know if you've seen my hashtag better than keto. Have you seen that at all, Julie?
Follow keto.
Oh yeah, well the keto, I don't follow it either, but I will say it works for anyone out there following keto, but it's hard to do long term, mainly because I love carbs, and I think you probably enjoy carbs.
Too.
Like Brooke and I love wine and things like that, yeah. So, but the great thing is, juicing is great. It's just hard to do full time, and so what I like to do, and you probably saw this on my social, is this idea of using juicing as a way to break the fast for like a lunch, like around 1 or 2, and then having a big proper meal for dinner. And so, my question to you, are you juicing your celery juice or blending it? But not so much are you blending or juicing, because I'll share with you what I think is safer and better and healthier. which is blending, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But are you doing it for your first meal or your evening meal, kind of like your second meal? How do you do your juice?
I've been following you. I've been doing it to break my fast.
All right, well, good. All right, well, then this is easy. All right, well, then with that said, let me answer your question. And just so I understand your question again, it's really about understanding about how to incorporate celery juice. And it's a big thing. It's a big deal. Gwyneth Paltrow, for example, beautiful lady. And, I've worked with her on Goop. There's one in Brentwood in LA, one of her Goop stores. And, Gwyneth is one of the most beautiful actresses out there. And she absolutely loves celery juice. Robert De Niro's been known for using this. A lot of high-level A-listers and they don't do it because they're overweight. They do it to maximize health because, I don't know if you know this, but celery juice is one of the healers of the body for the digestive system, whether it's a leaky gut or any kind of digestive issues, and it improves liver function and pancreatic function. So it's a huge healer. It really, really is. I don't know, is it just from me, or did you hear about this as well out there from other celebrities?
From you. I've been following it from you, but I've been researching to see that it's so healing, and so that's when I started to do it.
All right, well, then let's get into it. All right. And your question was also, rephrase it, it was about that plus apples or something you mentioned?
Well, I wanted to see if I could add apple and some lemon juice and water to the celery if it's just as effective for me.
Yep. All right, so let's do it. All right, so here's the bottom line, guys. Here's how to use juicing, whether it's celery, spinach, or kale. I prefer celery because of all the reasons we already said. And it's incredibly healing to the body. You can Google search this. Now, I personally, what I do is I keep it to the green vegetables. I like to maximize the greens, and I know the apple makes it sweet. You probably like it, but it's a little sweet, right?
Yes, exactly.
And the sweetness isn't bad because you're breaking your fast anyways. And celery, as sweet or not sweet as it is, it doesn't have a lot of sugar calories, so you're going to be fine even if you put an apple in there. And it's during your 8-hour window, so you're fine. You're breaking your fast, and you're allowed all 3 macros when you do cruise control fasting. That's my book. During your 8-hour eating window. Now, to maximize weight loss, what I've been doing is I've been doing the celery juice, as you saw probably, with sometimes a garlic clove, which I know is not sweet. If anything, you smell like garlic, but I'm hardcore, and I'm 48 and I want to look good at 50, let alone 60, and so I'll tell you, that's what I've done, and that's it, and just water. So I keep it really simple, and I do 2 stalks with a glass of water, 2 stalks, celery stalks. So if you've seen any of my Insta stories and all that, it fills up the whole blender. It really is substantial. And when you blend it, you get all the fiber. Now, you know the difference between fiber and juicing. So blending and juicing, right, Julie?
Yes, and I've been blending.
Good. Perfect. A lot of people in LA, not that I say no, but when you juice, you lose all the fiber. And guess what happens when you lose fiber, whether it's a vegetable juice or even
You're
apple
hungry.
juice? There's no fiber, there's no filling up, and so you're hungry. Absolutely right. So you want that precious fiber, and it's not, even though it's a carbohydrate, it's going to go right through. It's just a fiber, it's just going to help you house clean, if you will. So you're doing it just right. So I would recommend you do it around 1 or 2 whenever you're breaking your fast in that 8-hour window, and then you can have a really nice proper meal at dinner, which is what I do, whether it involves pasta or pizza or cauliflower rice or wine, and definitely get those carbs in. But what I would say is when you're juicing, you're totally fine to add an apple. Now, here's the thought. An apple, there's green apples, there's red apples. You can do a little slice, you can do a big one, just like with garlic cloves. My God, I could put 5 in there and we'd be like, whoa, or 1, So what I would say is, if you're trying to, now tell us again, your goal is about 10 more pounds, you said? Because it's all about your goal. All right.
It's all 10 pounds. It's all in my belly.
All right. How fast do you want to get those 10 pounds off? Because you could do it in 10 days if you follow what I'm about to say.
Okay, I'll listen.
You tell me if you do it. I would do it the way I do it with just the celery, because the celery is incredibly low in sugar and carbs, high in fiber, all your nutrients. You don't have to put the garlic clove in there. Add a cup of water, 2 stalks of celery, blend it up. I use a Blendtec. I love Blendtec, but whatever blender you have. At least a minute so it gets nice and fine and it's not like thick and sludgy where you're choking on it. Do a cup of water. And then if you do that without the apple, just kind of drink it quickly like a smoothie. It's not going to be cold. You don't have to put ice in it. We've all done those things in the past. Just drink it like your meal and have a handful. When I say handful, 15 macadamia nuts or 15 walnuts or maybe 20 almonds, because those are smaller, but a handful of nuts, and that's it, with a little sea salt. Can you do pink Himalayan sea salt or just white sea salt? Do you have sea salt?
I have the pink.
Perfect. I would grind, if you have a grinder, grind off a teaspoon, at least a teaspoon. People are like, oh, no, you can't have salt. Salt, I'm drinking right now a drink that I love called Light Zone, amazing drink, which is all electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, and potassium. But when I don't have one of my drinks, like my Light Show ones, what I'll do is I'll do a pinch of Himalayan pink sea salt in my water because it will super hydrate your body and cause hunger to dissipate. And you've heard about that technique I talk about, or maybe not?
Yes, no, I've been following you.
Good. So then use that Himalayan sea salt on your nuts of choice, whatever they're, macadamians or whatever, or walnuts, some healthy ones. And then have that handful with the celery drink, and you will be a true rock star. And if you do that as your first meal and you use your cruise control coffee in the morning, the way Brooke and I talk about it in my book, or you drink like water with a pinch of Himalayan sea salt and you stay hydrated, you're not going to be hungry at all. You will not be hungry. You'll make it to, do you think you could do 1 o'clock lunch with your celery and nuts, or could you do 2 o'clock? How far out could you?
Probably 1. Because I get up to work so early.
That's fine. 1 o'clock is perfect. I do 2:30. Sometimes I do 3. Today, I have yet to have anything to eat.
But you eat later, I see. I've been noticing you eat later.
So I have my sons with me today, and one's 15 and one's 13. So I make dinner with them, and we do it together as a family. We do Brussels sprouts with avocado oil. We'll do like meatballs last night. We did spaghetti squash, but my kids like real spaghetti, and that's fine. Once you're in your eating zone, with cruise control, you can eat real pasta, you can eat real bread, you can eat real wine. It's not like fake wine and fake bread, but there's always higher levels, And so I try to do spiralized noodles. I try to do cauliflower rice, cauliflower pizza, but real meat, real cheese, all that. And I always have about 50% of my macros are healthy fats when I'm having a proper meal, because that turns off hunger. But going back to our celery juice, if you do that, without the apple, here's what the apple does. It adds about 20 to 30 grams of sugar, even if it's a green apple. And with that sugar, it's going to push your body more out of the fat burning zone. The more carbs and protein you have, the harder it is. If you want to really maximize results, I call it a super burn. You would only have one meal, and then you would do the oil or healthy oils throughout your day and not even do the celery. But celery will break your fast. It does have carbohydrates. Not a lot, but it's 2 stalks of celery. It's a lot of carbohydrates. If you were to eat that many celery sticks, remember back in the day, the peanut butter with the peanut butter inside of the celery and all that people did? That's, yes. Can you imagine how many stalks of celery are, how many of those stems of celery? You'd have to eat like 20 of those. And the long ones, not chopped up. You'd be eating celery all day and night. You could, and there's nothing wrong with that, but who has time, right? So juice it, drink it, you'll be stuffed, have your macadamia nuts if you're hungry. If you're not, don't even have that. Then have a proper meal at 5 or 6, or like I do around 7:30 at night, and you're done. You will have an amazing result. And then the next day, you do that and you do it again. Every day you're going to drop about 1 pound of belly fat, I promise you. And it'll come from the belly first, because you're really allowing your body time to really tap into that stored fat with 16 hours of not eating carbs and protein. And then the lower your sugar content during your eating window, the better your results. And that's how you speed it up. So it's really maximizing that 8-hour window. And yes, you eat carbs, but try to make those carbs of the highest level. So like celery is more high level than an apple. Does that make sense? When weight loss is concerned.
Yes. I'm getting it.
Not a shocker. It's not as sweet. And basically, you want the greens because they're not going to raise your blood sugar that much, because they're really low in carbohydrates. They have almost no protein, and yet they're very filling, full of fiber. And it's disease prevention. It's healing. It's just gorgeous. So that's my tip for you. I really feel like if you do that, you're going to be beyond successful. You're not going to just see 10 pounds go away, but you may get to your high school weight. Was there a weight in your 20s or 30s even that you really were hoping for? Because at age 60, according to my client, Steve Harvey, life begins at 60. I hope you agree, right?
It's wonderful. And my weight at high school was 105.
Oh my gosh. Well, you were a tiny one. Well, what about 130? Does that seem good? How tall are you again?
No, I'm only 5 feet.
Oh my gosh.
So right now I'm 119.
Well then, oh my gosh, you're teeny.
So if I could get another 9 to 10, I'd be 110, 109. I'd be so happy.
Oh my gosh. Well, then you're going to tell us how you do. When I post this video, it's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on Instagram. It's going to be on YouTube. Please find it under Jorge Cruz, at Jorge Cruz. And I promise we want to hear from you. And I'm going to give you as a thank you, an audio version of Cruise Control so you can hear it. Chapter 3, you got it, or the third track, I should say. Listen, because it has Brooks introduction. And you know, she used to get people looking at her weird in Malibu when we'd go to Starbucks, just saying, but she would say, put the butter in the coffee, and they'd give her these weird looks, and you're going to get a kick out of the book. And do you have the book already or no?
I have the book, but I do not have the audio, and I love the audio.
Well, I'm going to send it to you as soon as we're off here. I'll text it to you. You're going to love it. And then I'm going to get you access to cruisecontrolfasting.com, which is my jorgecruz.com website. Both websites go to the same place, and I'm going to get you a membership for a whole year. That's a $200 value, totally free for you as a thank you. Does that sound good?
Oh my gosh, I can't thank you enough. That's so sweet. Thank you.
No, please. And then more importantly, you know, thank you for being on the show and giving us permission to share this with the world and share your story. And then I hope, more importantly, you'll keep me updated. You know how to get a hold of me now that you have my cell phone, right?
I do.
Don't give it out to anyone. It's only for people that have been on the show.
I won't give it to anybody.
Thank
you so much.
Oh my gosh.
You.
No, I'm thrilled that you're on this. And for anyone out there that's in your age, you know, I'm almost 50 and you're 60. What is your... Because I can tell that you have like a really good attitude about your life, and you're here, and you sent me a picture when you texted and you said I want to be on here, and I reached out to you, and you sent me that beautiful birthday picture. You had a tiara on, and I think you have what we call confidence. What is your number one tip for any woman or man out there in midlife or 60s or however, for that spark of confidence? Because I always like to ask people that have it, and you have that. Julie, tell us your secret, please.
I say be true to yourself.
Ooh, that's deep. Tell us a little. Go into it a minute more. How so, and how have you made that more so in your life now, or at 60? What do you think?
I've taken care of everybody. You know, I've raised my children, and I have a lovely husband. But now, you know, it's time to take care of myself.
Amen.
So I've been following you, and I've been following Brooke Burke, who also has the same philosophy. And
I agree. Oh, it's powerful. Well, you know what? Oprah taught me something years ago. She had me on her show. I don't know if you know about this, but when I was 25, I think, started my whole career. 1998. Did you ever watch the Oprah show back in the 98s and all that?
No, but my stepfather followed you.
Oh, wow. Oh, very cool. Well, she gave me the best advice ever. She said, keep it simple. Which, you know, my whole career started with a book called 8 Minutes in the Morning, which is a great book about 8-minute workouts, as we talked about already, right? And now I'm still doing them now with Brooke and in Malibu. You know, and I'm in Del Mar right now. I'm not in Malibu, but, you know, when I'm in San Diego with my family, I'm here more for my family than my clients. I'll tell you, I've learned that you have to, as much as I'm a dad as well and I have 2 sons, like we've talked about, and you have your husband and all that, we have to know the difference between being selfish and selfish. Oh, I'm sorry, selfless. My apologies. Selfish and selfless. And I'll tell you, so many times we end up being selfless for our family, our kids, our husband, our spouses. You know, we just give, and we feel guilty about being the opposite, which is selfish. Would you agree? It's kind of hard. It feels bad, right?
100% agree.
And that's what Oprah taught me, the difference, because, you know, I actually saw her about 6 months ago in Cupertino at Apple's headquarters. I was there for an event for the Apple Watch. I love my Apple Watch. I use it as a fitness tracker a ton. And I was there, and she's a part of Apple now. She's public about doing some new content and shows with them. And she reminded me while I saw her there, it was really powerful about that important distinction. And if you ever Google search Oprah Winfrey, she did a talk on YouTube that I want to say was at Harvard or Yale, and it wasn't a commencement address. It was a conversation with this young gal, a student, like a senior in college, talking about her life, and it was in an auditorium. Just Google search Oprah Winfrey, Harvard auditorium conversation. I think that's it. And she gives these deep things, like nuggets of like her whole life. And it's so intimate, and you would think it would have been with Barbara Walters or someone fancy like that. It was just at school, I believe Harvard, with this young gal in an auditorium with all these students, and she goes in on it. I'll try to add the link here for everyone to watch, about the difference between what you just said, being selfish versus selfish. And for anyone struggling, how did you get yourself to finally say, as much as I love my husband, I got to take care of me and I'm first? How did you cross that line from going from taking care of others to taking care of yourself? Any tips?
I just decided. I don't know. It clicked in me, and I just decided it's my time. Yeah.
I love it. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
And maybe it was a birthday with a 0 on it. That always motivates us sometimes,
maybe.
Right? But 60, as all my celebrities say, is when life begins. And so just know that you're right, and you're on it. And thank you for sharing and inspiring so many of my listeners here and viewers. And I'm so excited. And thank you for being my first guest on Ask Jorge.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Of course. All right. And please take care, and we'll talk real soon, and keep us posted, okay? Oh, and tell everyone your social if they want to find you on Facebook or wherever you're at. Tell them. Give them all your social.
I'm at Julie Goldberg Reardon. That's Reardon. All one word.
All right, perfect. And they can find you. Where are you more active, on Facebook or Instagram, or where are you at? Or YouTube?
I follow more on my Instagram. That's where I watch you.
Okay.
But I am on Facebook too.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I look forward to meeting you soon, because I heard you're coming to one of the events I'm doing with Brooke, right? Or Brooke's event, right?
I am going to Brooke Burke's retreat, September 27th weekend.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that you're going to be there.
Oh, I will. Absolutely.
Nice.
So we'll
I'm
have a
very
good time.
excited. Thank you.
We'll have coffee. We'll have coffee. We'll have a little cruise control coffee. It's what we always do at these events that Brooke does, and more importantly, we'll take some pictures and we'll have some fun. And by then, these 10 pounds, you're just gonna worry about the booty as Brooke does, and toning and firming up with exercises. But luckily, you already have her app, so I think you're gonna have the best experience there with Brooke and I. And more importantly, it's just gonna take you to that next level, because I think, my greatest lesson in life is from these many famous people I've worked with, is to always surround yourself with good people. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for being a part of the show. And thank you again for sharing. You're the best, all right? Take good care, all right?
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Peace of purpose. Okay, bye-bye. Well, that was Julie, guys. What a great lady, and I'm so excited, and I'm so happy you guys got a chance to meet her as well. And if you'd like to be on the next episode of Ask Jorge, email me at jorge@jorgecruise.com, guys. It's jorgecruise.com, and tell me your question. Tell me how I can call you, how to get a hold of you, where you're at. Give me your social handles, and you'll be on the show with me, and then you'll get some free items from me as a thank you. And more importantly, hopefully we'll get a chance to get to connect, and more importantly, hopefully inspire a lot of people that need that extra push, because we all do, and it's part of life, guys, to be able to improve our lives through the power of community. And I want to invite you all, if you want me to be your coach, to check out jorgecruise.com or go to cruisecontrolfasting.com. Both go to the same place, and join my free week of coaching. I do a meeting. I'm doing one tonight at 5:30. I do it every Monday night at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, live for free. And I want to invite you all to come and attend. And it's a free week. You get meal planners, shopping lists, everything you need. You'll learn about celery juice. You'll learn about everything, and you'll have access to my free, you'll have access for free for a whole week. And if you're not happy, you can cancel, and you won't be charged a single penny. That's my promise to you. And more importantly, you can lose in 7 days, in 1 week, 7 pounds. So put me to the test, guys. I'm here for you, all right? All right, well, peace and purpose, and I look forward to seeing you guys next. Bye.